Have you ever been just minding your own business, maybe watching The Real Housewives, when suddenly, bam! You got a paw right to the thigh? Don't worry, your dog isn't trying to steal your spot on the couch. Probably. Dogs can't talk, so they gotta get their point across somehow. Today we're diving deep into the wonderful world of dog behavior. By the end of this video, you'll be fluent in dog like the next Cesar Millan. Okay, let's start with the classic paw touch. It's one of those universal dog behaviors that can mean a multitude of things. Sometimes it's cute, sometimes it's demanding, and sometimes it's just plain weird. You might find yourself wondering, what exactly is my dog trying to tell me? You know what I'm talking about. You're chilling, and your fur ball gently rests their paw on your leg. It's a simple gesture, but it can convey so much. It's like they're saying, hey, remember me? I'm down here in case you want to give me pets or maybe a snack. It's their way of reminding you that they exist, and that they crave your attention. But here's the thing. A gentle paw usually means they're feeling affectionate. It's their way of showing love and seeking a connection with you. But if that paw comes with intense eye contact, like they're trying to hypnotize you into giving them your entire dinner, well, that's a whole different story. Yeah, that's demand mode, my friends. They're not just asking for something, they're insisting on it. It's like they're saying, I want it now, and I won't take no for an answer. They're not asking, they're telling. It's a clear sign that they have something specific in mind, and they won't rest until they get it. Oh, and then there are the times when they just need a little reassurance. It's not always about food or attention. Sometimes they just need to feel safe. Like when the vacuum cleaner becomes a terrifying metal monster, and they're hiding behind you, pawing at your leg for dear life. In those moments, their paw is a plea for protection and comfort. A way to say, please keep me safe from that scary thing. Have you ever been wrestling with your dog, having a grand old time, and suddenly they just sneeze right in your face? It's gross, I know, but before you go thinking your furry friend is coming down with something, let me tell you, it's probably a play sneeze. Dogs sneeze when they're happy and having the time of their lives. It's like their way of saying, this is the best day ever. We should play tug of war more often. Okay, so you're sitting there watching some ridiculous reality TV show and you let out a big giant yawn, and then, you guessed it, your dog yawns too. Freaky, right? But before you start thinking you've got some kind of telepathic connection going on, it's actually a sign of empathy. There was this super official sounding study done at Kyoto University that found dogs actually mimic their humans' yawns. They're not just sleepy, they're showing you they're connected to you on an emotional level. Isn't that like the sweetest thing ever? But yawns aren't always about feeling warm and fuzzy. Sometimes, dogs yawn when they're stressed or anxious, like when they're at the vet's office. So next time you see your dog yawning, pay attention to the context. Number 4, the gross pee lick. Alright, let's address the elephant, or should I say, the puddle in the room. We all know dogs love a good sniff, but sometimes they take it a step further and go in for a taste. Yeah, I know it's disgusting. But before you grab the brain bleach, hear me out. They're not being weird, okay, maybe a little weird. They're actually doing some serious detective work. See, dogs have this thing called a Jacobson's organ in their mouths. It's like a super-powered smell sensor that lets them pick up all sorts of information from pee. We're talking gender, mood, diet. It's like checking someone's social media, but for dogs. Hounds, those scent-tracking superstars, are like the Sherlock Holmes of the pee-licking world. Number 5, the mysterious head tilt. Okay, let's be honest. The head tilt might be the cutest thing dogs do. You know what I'm talking about. You say something to your dog, and they tilt their head to the side like they're trying to understand every word, and honestly, they probably are. See, tilting their heads actually helps dogs pinpoint sounds better, and for those dogs with long snoots, it gives them a clearer view of your face. There's even been some research that suggests smarter dogs tend to tilt their heads more often, especially when they're trying to recognize words. So basically, the more your dog tilts their head, the smarter they are. Number 6, the Zoomie Explosion. We've all seen it. One minute your dog is chilling like a villain, the next they're tearing around the house like they've been possessed by the spirit of a sugar-crazed cheetah. That's right, I'm talking about the Zoomies. Those random bursts of energy that turn your living room into an obstacle course. It usually happens after a bath, a poop, or sometimes just because they're happy little nuggets. Huskies and labs are especially prone to these Zoomie attacks. They've got energy to burn people, but don't worry, it's totally normal. The fancy scientific term for it is FRAPs, frenetic random activity periods. Catchy, right? Just let them get it out of their system. Trust me, you don't want to be in the Zoomie zone. These Zoomies can happen at any time, and they often catch us off guard. One moment, your dog is lying peacefully, and the next, they're a whirlwind of fur and energy. It's like they've suddenly remembered they have legs and they need to use them, immediately. Sometimes it's triggered by excitement, like when you come home from work or when they see their favorite toy. Other times it's just a way for them to burn off excess energy, especially if they haven't had enough exercise. So, the next time your dog gets the zoomies, just sit back and enjoy the show. It's a reminder of their playful spirit and boundless energy. And remember, after the zoomies, they'll likely be ready for a nice long nap. So, let them run, let them play, and let them be the happy, energetic dogs they are. Because at the end of the day, a tired dog is a happy dog. Subscribing means instant tail wags. Go on, try it. Oh. Okay, this one might seem a little less cute than the head tilt, but it's just as important. We're talking about the infamous paw licking marathon that many dogs seem to engage in. If you notice your dog licking their paws a lot, it's not just a weird quirk. It could be a sign of something more serious. This behavior can sometimes be overlooked, but it's crucial to pay attention to it. Sure, sometimes they're just bored little nuggets, but excessive licking can be a sign of allergies, anxiety, or even a tiny injury. Dogs often lick their paws to soothe themselves, but when it becomes a constant activity, it's time to take notice. In fact, according to some super smart vets I follow on Instagram, constant licking is one of the top signs of stress in dogs. It's their way of telling us that something isn't quite right in their world. So, if you're noticing your dog is in a full-on paw-licking frenzy, it's time to put on your detective hat and figure out what's going on. Look for any signs of redness, swelling, or foreign objects stuck in their paws. And if you're really concerned, a trip to the vet is always a good idea. The vet can help diagnose any underlying issues, whether it's an allergy, an injury, or something else entirely. Remember, your furry friend relies on you to keep them healthy and happy. Alright, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You're about to give your dog a treat, maybe a little bit of your dinner, don't judge me, I'm a softie, and they hit you with the side-eye. You know, the one that says, "Are you serious right now?" It's not sass, I swear. Well, maybe a little sass, but mostly it's just their way of communicating. A side-eye can mean a lot of things. Uncertainty, submission, or even "Dude, I saw you drop that on the floor." Shiba Inus are like the royalty of side-eye. They've perfected the art of the skeptical glance, but no matter what breed your dog is, the key to decoding the side-eye is to pay attention to their body language. Okay, this behavior can be a little alarming, especially if you're not used to it. You're just chilling with your dog, and suddenly they start snapping at the air like they're trying to catch invisible flies. Rest assured, your dog hasn't turned into a furry little piranha. It's usually just a sign of excitement, overstimulation, or playful aggression. Think of it like this. You're playing a game with your friends and things get a little heated. You might playfully shove each other or talk some trash. It's the same thing with dogs. They just have slightly sharper teeth. However, if your dog is snapping at the air frequently or aggressively, it could be a sign of something more serious, like a neurological issue. This one never gets old. Your dog gets out of the bath, towel dried, looking all fluffy and adorable. And then, bam! They hit you with the shake-off, sending water droplets flying in every direction like a furry sprinkler system. But here's the thing. Dogs don't just shake to dry off. It's also their way of resetting after something exciting or stressful. The best part? Shaking is crazy effective. Dogs can actually shake off 70% of the water on their fur in just a few seconds. Have you ever been snuggled up with your dog, enjoying their peaceful slumber, when suddenly their paws start twitching? Maybe they let out a little bark or their tail starts wagging like crazy. Don't worry, they're not possessed, probably. They're dreaming. Just like us, dogs experience different stages of sleep, including REM sleep, which is when dreams happen. And come on, what do dogs dream about? Probably chasing squirrels, eating treats, and snuggling with their favorite humans. The important thing is to let sleeping dogs lie. Waking them up during a dream can be disorienting and stressful. You know that feeling when you're just minding your own business, maybe eating a bowl of cereal, and you look up to find your dog staring at you intently, like they're trying to read your mind or something? Yeah, it can be a little unnerving. But don't worry, it's usually not a staring contest, and honestly we already know who'd win that one. Dogs use eye contact as a way to bond with their humans. It's their way of saying, "I love you, you're my world, now please share your cereal." However, dogs are also smart little creatures, and they know that eye contact can be a powerful tool for getting what they want. Bonus tip. Ever seen your dog just sit on your foot? That's not random, it's ownership. They're saying, "This human, mine." Which of these did your dog do this week? Tell me in the comments. I read them all. And hey, if your dog ever bites you, don't panic. There's always a reason. Click right here. If your dog bites you, here's what they want you to know. If this video made you smile, wag that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more ways to understand your dog better than ever.